1931. Can you believe that? That's like almost 100 years ago. So, let's see what it shows us. This is a cool looking old house. Look at the slate roof. Hold on. There's a kitty cat hair on the microphone. Cooper must have been sneaking by here. Meredith Publishing Company, Des Moines, Iowa. More than 1,400,000 circulation. That's a lot. 1931. An investment in leisure, as well as in greener lawns, brighter flowers, and healthier shrubbery. What is it? Is it just a sprinkler? More fun in gardening when you water with this tougher, more flexible hose. No kinks to struggle with. No fixing of couplings. No mending of leaks. Okay, almost 100 years later, my hose still wants to leak at the coupling and at both couplings, honestly. Alright. The neighbor is weed whacking. Sorry if that's... I think sometimes people say I hear something in your microphone. I think it might be just I'm in a neighborhood with a lot of people. But it's all part of the Better Homes and Gardens, people keeping up their lawns. Probably a good thing. Little things to make friends. Look, she's got a horsey. I would like to pet that horsey. Oakland 8, Pontiac 6. What? Armour's Fixed Flavor Star Bacon. And they show a big thing of bacon with fried eggs on a platter. I mean, okay, yummy. How many here? The miracle of the monitor top brings a 3-year guarantee. Look at this. You guys know what that is. Let me show you. That, my friends, is an old school refrigerator. It is marked Simplicity of General Electric Monitor Top. It's positive freedom from attention. Its 3-year record in homes that now brings new users a 3-year guarantee. Wow. All steel refrigerator. I bet it weighs a ton. No freezer, I don't think. Let's see, does it have a freezer? Sometimes I don't think so. I think it's just a refrigerator. I do like these old bathrooms. I always think they look so pretty. The big old sinks, the pedestal sinks. And the bathtubs that have like some kind of design. And usually there's really cool tile. This one you can't really, I don't know if there's cool tile, but along the garden path. Look, these are all like just little stories about gardening. This is a German poem translated. It means, one needs a little place, no matter how tiny, of which one can say, see, this is my own. Here I live, here I love, here I tarry. This is my house, here am I at home. Well, that's nice. Ooh, what is this? Aluminum paint, the coat of metal protection. Do you see it? It's like actually shiny on there. Wow. What to do in June in the northern half of the country, in the southern California, in the south, and the Pacific Northwest. Alcoa aluminum paint. Why lock the front door and leave the back door open? You close both when you paint lumber, front and back, with aluminum paint. Interesting. So they take the wood siding and paint it with this paint that has aluminum in it. I wonder how that worked. I don't know. Chipso flake Vicks and Chipso granules for washing your clothes. I've never heard of Chipso. Tips for 2 weeks vacation is, people used to actually like vacation for multiple weeks. I think of my grandparents. Well, they vacationed separate from each other because not always, but a lot of time, he would go to like Yosemite National Park or up in the mountains in California or in Canada, and he'd just like go into the mountains for the summer. And then my grandma would like maybe go, I don't even know, but she would do other vacation. And they weren't wealthy really. He was an insurance salesman. I don't know how they afforded. But I've seen letters where they talk about like him just taking off and there was no communication. You're just gone in the mountains. Different world. Build, rebuild, or buy now. Secretary Mellon, Merle Thorpe, and others point to cheaper materials and plentiful money. Cheaper materials, eh? That's Herbert Hoover's signature. A little English, a little French, but all American. Where is this? This brilliant contrast of California's sunshine and shadows are allowed to play on the expanses of an unbroken wall. You know what else about the grandparents I was just talking about? They never bought a home. They always rented. Their whole life, just rented apartments. Which I guess maybe they didn't keep the rental when they'd go away for the summers. I don't know. A successful in-law. Hummingbirds, rollicking fairies of the garden. I've had so many hummingbirds in my yard this year. And I've seen them before, but this year I have lots. And one day I was sitting outside in my chair and I think I may have told this, but I see what I thought was a person all of a sudden, like right here, like right in my peripheral vision, like this black thing. And when I looked, I realized it was a hummingbird that was like this far from my eyeball. And so it like filled my whole peripheral vision. It scared the crap out of me. And I was like, oh my god, it was a hummingbird. A better gardened home and how it grew. Mrs. Carolyn Englehart proved herself a very capable gardener. Her face looks like super modern to me, but she's wearing like sort of the old. She could be right now, honestly. Like literally, she could be a neighbor. She looks just like her hair and her glasses. They all look pretty modern. Boys and girls, you are invited to become junior gardeners, singly, or in groups. Junior gardeners. So this is pre-World War II, which is interesting. Famous foods from famous places in Boston. Oh, that's fun. I've been here. I've been to this place for 104 years, and this is 1930. This oyster house has specialized in seafoods. Each delicacy, when at its best, is served here. My son, Clark, who's been on a lot of these videos about football last season, he and his fiance, we went there together. I'm pretty sure this is where we were. And we went up and we sat at the bar upstairs because there were no tables. And so we said, can we sit at the bar? And said some rude things to my husband. And Clark got real mad. And he doesn't, like, get that way. And I was like, I don't know if I was even totally aware because I'm used to guys treating me like I'm stupid. It happens all the time. So I don't know that I registered it. And my husband doesn't pay attention to what people are saying, really. But the guy was making fun of his hair, basically. And, but I guess Clark got really mad. He was like, because we were at the bar, like it was me, my husband, Clark's fiance, and then Clark. And I think Clark was getting pretty mad. Anyway, that's the story of them. Also, it was way overpriced. It was stupid expensive. And it wasn't very good, so that's my review. I think now it's become a tourist trap. But I don't know. I'd give it another chance because it was cool. What is this? Tea Wharf is the ancient setting of the modern blue ship tea room. From here and other Boston eating houses, Miss Barber obtained recipes for you. Ooh, are we gonna get recipes? Okay. Ooh, look, fried lobster. Yeah, I want that. Large cubes of meat dipped in crumbs before frying is another specialty. Yum. Scallops and broiled fish, whatever is at its best. Yes, please. I want it all. What does this say? You know that fresh salmon, new potatoes, and green peas are served on Bunker Hill Day, June 17th, and on Independence Day, June 4th. Little else besides French fried potatoes or potato chips is served at the Old Oyster House. I guess they mean little else besides seafood. I guess I should read the whole paragraph. What other restaurants? Let's see. Tradition lives long and dies hard in Boston, and food customs, there are no exception to the rule. Where but in Boston, for instance, do you find donuts on the breakfast menu of one of the best known of its hotels? At the Copley Plaza, they are passed in the hot basket with the French croissants and sweet rolls. Where but in Boston can you get fish cakes regularly for breakfast? And where else is the serving of baked beans and brown bread on Saturdays celebrated so fervently? Where else are Indian pudding and apple pandowdy served with ice cream? I wonder if any of those things are still served. Other seacoast cities have shellfish, but where but in Boston is lobster stew, a famous and even a known dish. I remember when lobsters were like $6. You know, you'd go to New England, you'd go to Maine. Now, the market price, they don't even tell you the market, they just say market price. But just know that if you get a lobster roll that's like this big, $34. That's what you're gonna pay. I don't know where you get one anymore. You can go to like a little seaside shanty little restaurant and it's $34. I have no idea why lobster has become so expensive. Maybe it's just overfished. I don't know. I don't know why. There in front of the time-worn Oyster House, you see the original oyster bar of walnut, dark with age. That's so funny that this is like 90 years ago, and I was there and had the same experience. I think that's sawdust covered floors. I don't remember if they had sawdust. Anyway, that's interesting. The eyes of your home. Your windows are the eyes of your home. I like a double hung window. It always makes me sad when a house has really nice windows and people replace them with just glass with no panes, and you're like, I don't know. I mean, I know it looks more modern. Like, there are a lot of homes that have these kind of windows, and sometimes these windows are sort of stained glass or multicolored. I get why you want to replace those to get more sunlight in your house, but it is a little bit like, oh, that's too bad. That's too bad. I would take the window out though and hang it somewhere in my house, I think. You know what I mean? For looks. Look, Anne Hathaway's garden. Not that Anne Hathaway. Entertaining the children's school friends. The outdoor joy in books. Mr. Doofus. At his desk in New York, autographing a copy of his The Santa Fe Trail for Mrs. Garst. Okay. Among ourselves. Here's how you can set up. This is what I should do in my yard, really, is come up with a whole, like, plan and put in paths and bushes and flowers and get rid of the grass. A pool feature would be nice. I could have my beehive here and then like a little pathway leading to a feature. That would be fun. I don't know if I have the skills for that. Shelves and the new wood edging. A larger house to begin with. The second of a series of small homes. This month, the writer tells how to select the lot. Let's see. We have you walk in the front door and you're right in the living room. I kind of like a little foyer, but okay. And then there's a window, and the fireplace. I can't tell. I don't think these are windows or bookshelves on either side. I might want a little, maybe two windows up front instead of one, but okay. And then we go into the kitchen, and there's a broom closet, and what does that say? Goodness, it's so small. Hold on. You know it has to happen here. Oh, this is your range or your stove. That's your sink with the window, and then over here is your ice chest, your refrigerator. And then you walk into the bedroom right off the kitchen. Okay, and there's the bath. So if you want your guest on the first floor to be able to use the bathroom, they have to walk through the bedroom. Love it. Okay, then you go upstairs, and there's a hallway with a bookcase here. That's nice. And then there is a full bath, so that's good. And then you have a bedroom and a bedroom, so it's 3 bedrooms. And they show roof. I wonder if these roofs, like the house I grew up in was built in 1926, and you could walk out from the bedroom onto the roof. It was just like a little flat roof, so it was like a porch, but it leaked a lot and was a constant leak issue that we ended up building an addition and changing it. But it looks like this one might have a door, so you might go out there. I can't tell with that though. Well, here's the back. I don't know, maybe not. On the warpath against insects. Rake, burn, handpick, spray. Shades that give correct lighting effect. Yeah, that is so important. I can't tell you how many houses I go in that have lights that aren't a warm enough color, so they're putting off a weird, like, green or blue glow that's not comfy. Or they have lampshades that are not good. Or in the bathroom where the lights are like basically you turn them on, they're in your face because they're kind of. I'm super picky about lighting. The cloth house keeps out pests. Oh, okay. Peter begins his journey. There's little Peter. Oh my gosh. If he was 1 year old and 31, he's an old guy now. He's 13 months. How old is Peter? These make summer housekeeping easy. They have a juicer have a can opener. That might be a waffle maker, maybe. The iron makes 4 hollow waffles to fill, yep. A gleaming kitchen sink of metal. That would have been probably pretty new. Kitchen sinks before that were probably more, you know, like ceramic, whatever the white. Cast iron with a white enamel coating, I bet, maybe. I'm not really sure. Maybe they were metal. Here with 2 bowls and 2 drain boards. Yeah, that's kind of nice. There's a bowl, and drain board here, and drain board here. Yeah. An electric plate with broiling drawer. So you can cook up here and keep it steamed down here, I think is what you do. Brookfield butter. Dole pineapple. Still delicious with cottage cheese. Such fun and such music. Nobody paid me $1,000. Poor doggy. Oh my gosh. This says halitosis, or unpleasant breath, is the unforgivable fault in social and business life. Every day, conditions capable of causing it may arrive in even normal mouths. The one way to put yourself on the safe, polite, and acceptable side is to rinse the mouth with full-strength Listerine every morning, every night, and between times before meetings and others. Listerine strikes at the cause of odors, fermentation, and infection of the mouth, nose, and throat, and destroys the odors themselves. Alright. Handy. Helps the vacationist can easily make. Look at this. All these suitcases like fit right in the back of this. There's a round one here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 that fit right in that. They'd like make it to go with it. Sometimes sports cars, you know, have that. Like the I think it was the Dodge Crossfire, the Chrysler Crossfire. It had a tiny trunk, so it came with a suitcase that went right in there. Post Bran wheat flakes. Oh, I love a bran muffin. I really do. My sister on the cruise ship always get bran muffin, and she's like, ew. But I think they are delicious. 8 painters in every 10 use Dutch Boy. Look, National Lead Company. Dutch Boy started using the little Dutch Boy guy, or kid, because they wanted it to be like something kids want in their home, because they knew that lead paint was poisoning kids, and they didn't want people to stop buying their paint. So they made their, what's the word? Oh my gosh, mascot, like the little Dutch Boy. But like it was made by the National Lead Company. That's funny. The amount you pay for paint and for a paint job doesn't determine how much it costs. Years of wear are the determining factor. If you use a cheap paint on your house, pay $250 for the job and get as much as 2 years service out of it, you do get cheap paint, but you don't get a cheap paint job. Not when you pay for it at the rate of $125 a year. Whew, okay. A little English, a little French, but all American. Do they show us? Oh, I love these. This like basket weave tile. That's so cool. This one they have too many rugs on, but it's a really pretty tile too. Oh, they used to do such interesting tiles. I bet this looks really cool. Look at these square tiles. It's unfortunate, you know, they kind of fall apart after years and you can't really replace them very easy. Rusty Water Junior's best alibi. Yeah, I can remember turning on the water to the bathtub and having it look rusty. In our old house, I do remember that. And now I'm alive, so here we go. You can have a good lawn with partial shade. Can you? Because my lawn don't look that good. I have a lot of shade. Firestone have invested $2,500,000. In summer too, homeowners pay for this costly mistake. What is it? Oh, not having insulation. Goodyear Emerald cord. And a hose deluxe by Goodyear. Everything was deluxe. Evergreen kills plant insects but is harmless to man. Says who? It says harmless to man, livestock, birds, and pets. Will not injure tender plants. What is it? Is it actually just made out of evergreen scent? Or are they lying to us? Well, just like today, they don't really have to tell you what's in it. So. Mayflower time-proofed refrigeration plus true period design. Wow, this is pretty fancy looking refrigerator. Mayflower is backed by years of refrigeration engineering experience. Oh, look how pretty. Encased in pure white porcelain, Frigidaire offers a new standard of advanced refrigeration that not only is this a full color ad, and not only does this look so nice, but this page is like way shinier and smoother. Like these all feel like paper. This is like so nice and shiny. To the father of a young woman about to go in for housekeeping. Doubtless your daughter will receive a bountiful abundance of asparagus tongs, bookends, and backgammon sets. And doubtless, too, there will be quite a nice check tucked away in an envelope marked "From Father." But if you will ask your wife, she will tell you that a thoroughly modern electric refrigerator is about the best surprise present that can be bestowed upon a brand new homemaker. It's such a perpetual sort of gift. I mean, that ain't wrong. Like, if I just bought my new house and like father decided to buy me a really, really high-end refrigerator, I'd be like, sweet, let's go. I think I'd get one of those pink refrigerators. You know, that one company, they make all the color refrigerators. They're very expensive. I would want a pink one. Maybe turquoise. But that is a good looking refrigerator. And I think she has bottles of champagne in it, so good for her. Ever-ready flashlights and batteries. Oh my gosh, I still have that flashlight with the button. I still have that somewhere. Memorials of lasting charm. I really don't want to say that looks like a penis, but I think it does. But I don't want to say that because people might get upset with me. So I'm not gonna say it. I think I'm a shrewd shopper. She thinks I'm not. What do you think? Oh, I'm not reading this whole article. Miracles wrought by magic, a bubble of shining glass. Look at that Pyrex glassware. It's a teapot by Pyrex. That's cool looking. Yeah. Mazola corn oil. French dressing, my dear. Why, here's the simplest recipe I know of. Right on this can of Mazola, the salad oil I always use. Do you want to know the French dressing recipe? It says, mix together and beat thoroughly a half cup of Mazola, 1 teaspoon of Caro, which is corn syrup, I think it's the dark one, 3 tablespoons of vinegar, a quarter teaspoon of salt, a quarter teaspoon of white pepper. Wait a minute. That does not sound like French dressing. How interesting. I would have thought there was a tomato or something that turns it red. Don't you think a French dressing is red? But it does say one. No. Yeah, I don't know. So it's basically oil, sugar, vinegar, and then some pepper. It needs, well, no, okay. I guess that might be okay. I take it back. I was gonna say it needs like acid, but it has vinegar, so. Startling style news for smart women. Oh, that reminds me, I have to go get my clothes out of the dryer. I have cotton in there I want to get out. My Better Homes and Garden Cookbook. I love my Better Homes and Garden Cookbook. I do. Don't scatter dust. Look, oh my gosh. Wait, look you guys, it's an O-Cedar mop. Is an O-Cedar the one, the spin mop? I have one. It looks exactly the same. What the what? I did not know these have been around this long. Do you know what I'm talking about? It comes with like a salad spinner. So you put the mop in there and you push the pedal and it spins it to get the excess water off, and then you mop your floor. I had no idea that company was like old. Learn something new every day. Armstrong's linoleum floors. Oh, we can order 1 year for 60 cents, 2 years for $1, or 5 years for $2.50. Okay. Goodbye, lazy days. Now's the time for the wake-up food. Post Toasties, the wake-up food. Double crisp corn flakes. This was like, what year was it that Kellogg's, I think that was the 1890s, maybe, when the Kellogg's had the vegetarian uh, health place in around Battle Creek, Michigan, and they created the first cornflake. I'll do a video on it sometime. It's kind of a fun, interesting story. I think that was maybe 40 years before this, but maybe I'm wrong about that because these are post, and they were the Kellogg. It could have been around this time. I'm not sure. Young women no longer believe all they are told. They want facts from a reliable source. Yeah, still true. These days, the young wife is not content with hearsay. She wants facts, and this is a reliable source of information for clear-thinking women. It's a booklet written especially for them. It's called The Newer Knowledge of Feminine Hygiene. Oh boy. It is the easy way to learn all that can be learnt on the subject. Beware of caustics and poisons. Many people still believe that caustic and poisonous antiseptics are necessary for that cleanly practice known as feminine hygiene. They used to have women basically put Listerine up there. The stuff that they had women do is wild. Wild. But the medical profession does not endorse the use of bichloride or mercury and the compounds of carbolic acid. That's what they would have them doing to clean themselves. Oh God. Before the coming of Zonite, those were the only germicides powerful enough to be effective. Against what? And women used to run terrible risks. They were not fully aware how great was the danger of mercurial poisoning. Also, normal secretions were inferred with, and areas of scar tissue were formed. Oh my God, it would like burn your tender skin. Okay, we gotta order this Zonite booklet. Zonite provides that surgical cleanliness which women have always wanted. It is a modern antiseptic, non-caustic, non-poisonous, yet far more powerful than any dilution of carbolic acid that may be allowed on the body. Oh my god, what is Zonite? Somebody look it up, I'll forget. Zonite. Zonite. That's a Z as in zebra. I don't like any of that. Spaghetti with round steak. Chicken a la king for the girls. Spaghetti with round steak for the boys. Butterscotch sauce, yummy. Molded carrot and pineapple salad. I think my grandma would make that. Let's see this chicken a la king. Chicken fat, cornstarch, chicken broth, milk, a cupful of cream, salt, butter, 2 cupfuls of boiled chicken, 1 cupful of mushroom caps, a quarter cupful of canned pimentos, and 2 egg yolks. I actually think my mom used to make that when I was growing up, and I liked it a lot. I used to like chicken a la king. Diary of Modern Eve. Wow. The Drake Hotel, Chicago. Give me a room on the lake at the Drake. I'll ask no more restful abode. Edgar A. Guest. Gosh, I'm gonna have to look up if this was still around in the early 90s, because I have this vague memory that I stayed at the Drake and it was like one of the cheaper hotels in Chicago at the time. But maybe I'm wrong about that. It was like a bunch of girls from college. We all went there and shared a room, like 4 of us. An easy way to patch that hole yourself. Rutland patching plaster. I might make a video showing patching plaster because I gotta do that soon. Yeah. Unita Bakers. What is this? Peek through this glass cover. Hundreds of Unita Bakers dainties tempt you. Other cookies. Oh, I see. Oh, look at what cookies are in here. We've got, wait a minute, this is wild. Okay, so all these cookies are in this box called Unita Bakers Social Delights. There is Triton, Doris, Filigree, I think it says, Manor, Oreo, and Social Tea. They're all under the Unita Bakers. It says NBC. I wonder if that's Nabisco or Unita. That's funny that Oreo looks exactly like today's Oreo. I mean, the OG Oreo. Look at that. Isn't that interesting? It was part of a box set. I wonder what the flavors were. Let's see if they tell us here. New varieties and familiar old friends. Your grocer has them for you. Always fresh, always delicious, and always in this caddy with the red Unita seal. For instance, the Social Delights, tempting creamy sandwiches made for occasions when you want something extra dainty and extra good. Huh. This is news to me. I did not know that. Clip the coupon, the dividing line of beauty. Flat drawn clear sheet glass. Where is that in here? I guess just in the windows, all the windows, I guess. Want a more beautiful lawn in June? Get Fairway Grass Food. Here's a new improved toaster. For growing children, guys, here's the next healthy thing. Doctors praise Hires root beer. hundreds of schools, teachers are urging children to drink Hires root beer and to avoid questionable beverages. Doctors, too, recommended Hires root beer as healthful and safe. Oh my god. Careful mothers everywhere are urging their children to drink Hires root beer because it is delicious, plus invigorating, probably had cocaine in it, plus nourishing, and absolutely pure, free from artificial color and flavor. Okay, Hires. Now, to win added friends, we offer a free trial bottle of Hires extract, sufficient to make 8-pint bottles of Hires root beer. Interesting. So you just mix it with carbonated water, I guess. If the trial delights you and your family, then for 30 cents at all dealers, you can buy a full-size bottle of Hires extract. It makes 40 bottles of Hires root beer, costing about 1.5 cents per bottle compared to what you usually pay. Wow. And such a health food. The only spray that means death to every garden bug is nicotine pyrox with water and spray. So it's like a nicotine, I guess, that kills it. And then they thought, let's put that in cigarettes. Let's add it to cigarettes. Don't risk germs in handkerchiefs. Oh yeah, Kleenex is safe. My dad always carried a handkerchief, and if I ever cried, he'd hand it to me and it would like gross me out. I was like, no thanks. I will pass. I think he kept a clean one just for that purpose. I hope. Maybe. I don't know. He still carries them in his jeans pocket. I mean, it's funny. I don't think men carry handkerchiefs anymore. Not like the white one. The children's pleasure chest. Regularity in babies' feeding. Gerber's strained vegetables. Now you can take snapshots 24 hours a day. You have this giant, like, these kids are like, leave us alone. Yes, it's true. There's a new, finer, safer jar cap. Okay. Get the facts about this startling, I'm having trouble with that word, startlingly different toilet.